Hi, while working as a senior business analyst for my most recent employer, they operate in loan financing for the customers in the US. There was a company-wide defect which happened on random, which was impacting our existing customers, and it was a dollar impact. And potentially, there would be lawsuits against the company as well. Potentially, not really, but the issue it actually happened in the loan term for which was impacting the loan term for the existing customers, hampering their existing payment amounts. Right, it was changing there seems to be a delta which is getting occurred, or basically like a change in their payment amount on random, which happened for the existing customers. While we were notified of this issue through our customer support agents, I was tasked to tackle with this defect. I took action on this defect by devising a new plan altogether for the company, which I was experimenting with, thankfully, at the time. I was coming up with a resource planning project, or rather a defect management project, where we could document all the defects and create a story out of those defects, working on the background for those defects, the workarounds for those defects, and what we have done for those defects, so that we could always go back to those stories, or rather those defects for archival purposes. If something of that nature would occur in the future, we always can go back to that process itself. And thankfully, I took the liberty of using that to tackle this defect. While working on this defect, I did communicated from the top down of the company itself. I got to work with the tech team, the back end team, the front end team, and also the customer support team, and also the marketing, and basically the entire department, because it has to deal with the dollar amount to the company itself. And while I was using the new process altogether, I was leading the entire issue on my own. And it turned out to be, while working with the different departments, and also working on agile perspective, that is like creating user stories, working with the developers, and updating the user stories, and also updating the defect stories as well, so that I could also update to the concerned departments whosoever wanted an update about the defect itself. At the end of it, we actually, as a deliverable, we got the entire journey of that defect itself, like why the defect was happening, what was the root cause of that defect, what was the workaround for those defects, and what steps that have been taken to take care of that defect. It turned out to be an anomaly into the existing system, where a stored procedure was acting a little haywire, picking up the wrong accounts and manipulating those. Since we worked on this project all together, we got a good sense of how we could tackle those defects on a future basis itself. While as we have tackled that defect, we were able to save more than hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we also were able to save more than a potential $1 million lawsuits as well for the company. So that's how I was able to handle a complex project with a very limited explanation, or very limited resources to share by. But it was a great experience for me to take on that ladder, and understanding how effective stakeholder management can be achieved through effective communication, essentially, and good use of tools, and leveraging of tools as well. Thank you.